Hey, everybody. I'm Alan.
And I'm JJ Johnson.
And this is Two Dads and a Joke. So, JJ, in the honor of the Dinos of Doom, I've got a dinosaur joke for you.
Oh, perfect. Give it to me.
How do you stop a Triceratops from charging?
I'm not sure how.
You take away his credit cards.
Oh, man.
You didn't know what to do with that
one. All right. Hey, I got a good one.
Okay, all right.
Why is Peter Pan always flying?
Why? I have no idea.
He never lands.
Oh, man.
Neverland,
never. The whole Disney World. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Ooh, oh, that was horrible. All right. So let's talk. So I'm just to help everybody navigate where we're at with this show. I'm Alan Brokken. I'm the author of the upcoming Towers of Light series, and this is JJ Johnson. He's author of the Dinos of Doom. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the dinos and what's coming up?
Yeah, so Iggy and Oz, the Plastic Dinos of Doom, is coming out September 17th, and or came out depending on when this aired. And did I tell you how I came up with the idea for this story, Alan?
You didn't, actually. We've kind of been talking about this quite a bit, but I didn't know where it started. So I think this origin story would be good.
Okay, so I came home from Railmakers, I think it was 2018, and I was just kind of feeling a little down about my writing. I didn't feel like, my stories were connecting with people. Nobody was really interested in my stories. And I decided I wanted to write something fun and adventurous for my kids because I was having trouble finding good middle grade stories. I was going to used bookstores and finding them, the ones I grew up with. And so I decided I'm going to write a middle grade book. And I started kind of studying and reading some middle grade. And I did what every great writer does. I grabbed a yellow legal pad and I sat down and I started jotting down ideas. And next thing you know, a collection of wasted paper was collecting up my feet because nothing was good enough. And I'm sitting in the living room while my kids play. My kids have like hundreds of plastic dinosaurs. And I'm talking the miniature ones, the mediums, the big size, even have this big 2-foot tall T-Rex. And I'm sitting there watching them play as I'm brainstorming. That's how I work. I have to have chaos around me in order to really, get in the flow. And my kids are pretending to be giants and they're kicking the dinosaurs. And I said, hey, and I looked at my oldest and I said, wouldn't it be funny if your dinosaurs came to life and just started tearing up the house? And then they were just like, oh, what if they escaped? And they got outside and they started tearing up the flower beds and things like that, and eating the plants, and and it just started going up and down the street and chasing kids and stuff like that. We just started bouncing ideas. And I sat back and I was like, two little brothers, dinosaurs, mysteriously come to life, and they have to figure out how to stop them before they wreck the neighborhood. And that was the idea. And then Iggy and Oz were born, and that's really how the story came about. So my kids really helped me come up with the idea for this story. So,
well, that's the best. I can't wait to see that get out there and see what people's reaction is to it. On my side of things, I got signed up to go to the Bloomington, Illinois Public Library for my book launch. So that was pretty cool. They're doing a local author thing on November 3rd. And so, God willing, all of my cover and everything comes together in time. That I'm going to do pre-orders up to that and then launch at the public library. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be exciting. That'd be really exciting to see that come out. And that's coming out a lot sooner than I expected. So that's kind of, is it nerve-wracking to just think about, hey, this is coming out?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I really didn't plan to bring it out until actually next summer. I wanted to have the second book all ready and all this stuff. And sometimes God just says, no, you're going to do something now. It's kind of how it worked out. So, and this opportunity came up. So I figure as long as the cover piece comes through in a quick period of time, the book's been done for a few months. So it's really just a matter of getting the cover in to go through the process. So hopefully we'll be ready then. But something else that's coming up pretty soon is going to be our awarding of our Dadjoke contest, right?
That is
6
true.
Episodes. This is episode 3. In 3 more, we're going to have the winner. So why don't you tell us about the contest?
Well, the contest is every week we're going to be asking you to send in your favorite dad joke. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the 6 weeks of submissions and we're going to pick the best dad joke. And the winner of that best dad joke is going to get an Iggy Dino box. And what is an Iggy Dino box?
What is an Iggy Dino box? I was about to ask.
An Iggy Dino box is a kind of a subscription box that I'm doing. Pre-orders are going to go up in November. They're going to be Christmas gifts, but we're giving a few out to my street team, but we're also going to give out one to the winner of this, and they're going to get, obviously, a paperback copy of Iggy Oz, the Plastic Dinos of Doom, with this incredible rocking cover, I might add. And then on top of that, you get the Iggy and Oz magnet so that your mom can hang up all your artwork and stuff like that you bring home from school. And then you gotta have dino droppings. You know, it's a story for little boys. Dino droppings in test tubes. You know.
Now I gotta ask you. Those look like they're Jelly Bellies. Are they the nasty kind of Jelly Bellies, or are they the good kind, or is it? You will find out.
You will find out when you get these.
I need to submit my own dad jokes to the list.
You need to submit your own dad joke, and of course, we got something for all the moms, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, teachers. We have the Dino Tracks candle from Wick and Sarcasm. And guess what scent this candle is, Alan? Do you know?
I don't know. It better be something lively, because this is about the dinos.
It is about the dinos, but kids eat candy, and I love candy. All right, I love strange candy, but here's the deal. This is Sour Patch scented.
Nice.
I almost said Sour Patch flavor, but if you eat it, you might get sick. It's Sour Patch
don't eat the candle.
Yeah, do not eat the candle. Your dinosaurs may want to eat this, but you do not want to eat
That's right.
this.
That's not.
So there you go. That's Iggy's Dino Box. There'll also be some dinosaurs in there. You can't go wrong with that. With your plastic dinosaurs, there'll be a bookmark and a couple of other swag items as well. So everything to make your Iggy and Oz experience work out the right way.
But they're going to have to submit a joke better than this one. And I got the dinosaur theme and everything, right?
Oh, let's hear it.
So what dinosaur is terrible, horrible, awful, nasty, atrocious, horrific, repulsive, and dreadful?
I have no idea.
Thesaurus?
Oh. Dinosaur
joke, dad joke, writer joke, all in one thing, baby.
All
That's the best.
In one thing. I have a dinosaur joke that is actually in, the Iggy and Oz book.
No way.
I do. And, what do you call a blind dinosaur?
What do you call a blind dinosaur?
Do you think he saw us?
Oh, come on. Do you think? Oh, come on.
That's a good one. Right out of Iggy and Oz and the Plastic Dinos of Doom.
Nice.
Found in the Wizard's log.
Okay. That's pretty good. All right. So
that was a bad one.
That's one you might see on a meme page somewhere, on your Facebook or whatever.
Exactly, on social media. Hey, speaking of social media, I'm kind of a young dad. My kids are 7 and 5. Yours are a little older in the teenage years. And here's a question. My kids have not discovered social media, but they're going to discover it one day. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of parents out there right now that are probably watching this. They're going through the same thing. How do you navigate the world of social media with kids and avoid, things like online bullying and what they're looking at and who they're friends with and the type of discussions they have? What do you do when it comes to social media and your children?
So, one of the sort of good, one of the good aspects of it is that, they got to be at least 13 to get their own accounts. Now, granted, there's they can lie and they can mess around and they can find their way around it. So one of the things I did early when they were younger was I went ahead and turned on all the family safety stuff. Like Windows has it, your phone has it. You can get that kind of stuff. And so I went ahead and turned on parental controls just to limit everything when they were younger. as they got a little bit older, I mean, the social media is really tricky for kids, right? Because their brain's not developed enough to know how to deal with dislikes, quite frankly. Like, and there's also the, I didn't get enough likes, I didn't get enough feedback, I feel bad kind of stuff. And so for my oldest daughter, she was a little bit into Snapchat and things like that, but she wasn't really that into the real kind of hardcore social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that, until she got a little bit older. And for the most part, I didn't see for her usage, I think probably the biggest thing that happened with us around that really turned into some Snapchat war kind of stuff going on between kids that you were talking about, bullying a little bit. And so there ended up being a lot of, what do I want to call it? I'll say screenshots of Snapchats shared with parents about bad stuff that was going on. So I think one of the big things was all my kids, it's like, I'm going to know your password till you're 18. I'm going to look at your stuff. I'm going to turn on filters and things like that to keep you out of things that you shouldn't be in. But then when it came to, okay, you're allowed, you know, first thing, I remember when my now 14-year-old turned 13, at midnight when he turned 13, he's like, Dad, you know, it was a Friday night, come down here. And we had to go create all his social accounts because he wanted to be on. And so, you know, okay, I was his first friend on all of those things. And so I monitor his feed, and I've taken some responsibility for that. And there's a level of it, it can be kind of good, right? We use Facebook to communicate. I get some funny stuff. I get dad jokes that I share on Facebook. But again, it wasn't something that I even entertained letting them get near until they were 13. And probably the biggest challenge before that's YouTube, right? Because there's like stuff they might actually need to get to on YouTube. There's educational things and stuff like that that are there. And so kind of forcing restricted mode and things like that kind of keeps them out of the bad side of things. But eventually they start doing their own thing. And, you know, my 14-year-old has his YouTube channel. And so with that, it's one of those things where I watch all his videos. He's gotten some pretty nasty comments. And so he's kind of had to deal with that on his own. He's actually got a pretty funny mock video of how bad his feelings were hurt by that. But I think if you go back to train them up the way they should go, it's one of those things back to the video games. You got to be part of it, right? You were talking yesterday about how that. So I think for your kids, it's not that big of a deal, but it's also how much time are you spending thumbing through versus actually talking to them kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helped, but like I said, you're a little bit early on that.
Yeah, and like, you know, I won't definitely have to deal with it for another, 6 years most likely, and who knows what will happen with social media between now and then. But but yeah, that's good advice, and there's a lot of people out there that probably have kids that are just reaching that 12, 13-year-old stage, and might need to. You're starting to think about that, so that's great advice.
Well, and I mean, my daughter's now in Greece, studying with Moody Bible Institute, but I can still send her dad jokes. Anytime, anywhere in the world, I can. So you got one last one for us, and I'll close us out.
Yeah, I got one. So Christmas is going to be coming up here in a few months. So what do Santa's elves listen to as they work?
I don't know. What do Santa's elves listen to while they work?
Rap music.
Oh. All right. So finishing up my dino theme.
Okay, what you got?
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl using the bathroom?
I have no idea.
Because the P is silent.
Oh, you.
I took it too low, didn't I? Too low.
No, that was good. That was good.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. This has been Two Dads and a Joke, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.